So, before we are going to buy something, we need to check what items might be cheap on this planet. So in order to get a feeling for the current planet, we should check out the details of this planet. So by checking the planet screen, we'll see that we are docked at a rich agricultural planet with a tech level of 5. So rich agricultural means that goods like food, textiles, wine are somewhat cheap here. Now, in poor agriculturals, those items are the cheapest, whereas in rich industrials, those are the most expensive items. So let's see the items in detail. On the buy screen, you can see, for example, that food sells at 3.6 credits, textiles at 6 credits, and wines for 23.2 credits. Also, furs are relatively cheap here in this planet, so we could decide to buy a ton of furs, for example. Or we could buy 4 tons of wines. If we try to buy 5, which would be too much, we are informed that we do not have enough credits, unfortunately. So we'll restrict ourselves to 4 tons of wines. And now we have 7.2 credits left. We could buy 1 ton of textiles, or we could buy 2 tons of food. Let's go for that. So we are completely bankrupt now. And we should try to sell those items at a higher price, preferably. So we have to look out for a industrial planet where those items can be sold at a higher price, or at least we can hope to do that. So how do we do that? Well, let's have a look at our surroundings. Where are we? We are currently docked here at Lave, and we have all those planets in the red circle at our disposal. The red circle marks the 7 light year limit, which we can travel in one jump. So let's have a look at... No? What's wrong? Let's have a look at... I think my display is dirty. Hang on. Clean that first. Okay. Let's try Zeons or Zaonse, or however you pronounce that, which is an average industrial planet. It's a corporate state, so it's relatively safe to travel there, and we can expect to trade our items at a higher price. So now, while we're here at the planet screen, let me talk about the planet screen for a while. First, you see the inhabitants of the planet, and those are essentially a toolbox of human items. There are a couple of alien races in Alite too, and they have different symbols or different images with which they are represented. But the human colonials, all have different appearances. I asked my graphic artist, Stan, to model different faces, different noses, eyes, ears, mouth, different bodies, different hairstyles, and I combined them at runtime using an addition to the pseudo random number generator that is used in Light. And I also apply several color filters to change the skin color or the hair color or the eye color or the lip color, so that a little more variety of those images appear. Not all inhabitants of human colonials are male either. There are female and male characters, and it gives more variety. In the original Amiga version, we had, I think, basically 2 images for human colonials, one female and one male. There were little variances regarding what armor they were wearing, I think. So there were some with pistols and some did not have that pistol or something like that. But in Alite we have a lot more variety here. The planet is using a texture generated by a texture generator program written by Christian Hart. He has written this program in BlitzBasic, and the textures are actually generated in real time in the BlitzBasic program, but I wasn't able to convert that BlitzBasic to Java, so I just pre-computed a couple of textures for planets and mixed them at runtime. So I have different clouds textures, different planetary textures, different rings textures, and I decide during runtime of the game, again based on a pseudonym or a random number generator, if I display colors, clouds or rings. So that's pretty much all there is on the planet screen. And since we have already picked our target, which is Seance, we can now travel to Seance. Shall we?